Here we go.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, it looks like I'm in the picture again. As anybody that's ever seen our YouTube channel for Chicago Archery to the Point, you'll know that the camera does not like me and it takes me away from time to time for whatever reason. Okay. Welcome to Chicago Archery to the Point. I am Bob and this is Jessica Hewlish. She's my guest for today. We are going to be talking about recurves and travelers' journals, notebooks extraordinaire, which I consider Jessica an expert at the recurve and a super expert at the notebooks. So she definitely had to get in on this. All right, let's start it out. Thank you again, Wings of Severance, for that awesome opening. You guys are the best, man. You guys rock. Can't wait to hear your new stuff coming out. And if you want to ask any questions or anything from me, it's CA to the Point. That's Chicago Archery to the Point. Or if you want the Gmail, it's CATOTHEPOINT@gmail.com. It's right here up above Chicago Archery to the Point. YouTube is where you can see, and you definitely want to choose into YouTube in this one because Jessica's pretty. So you freakies, deakies, guys, you can come in and check out Jessica. All right, let's stop. Let's get rid of the background here. Choose virtual background. None. There. Now we're back. Now we can see Jess. All right. All right. First of all, I want to introduce Jess. Jess has been with me for 5+ years now.
Yep.
5+ years now. She shoots an Olympic recurve, one of the best in one of the best bows you can buy. She shoots very well. She competes with our league people. She's total natural at it. But Jessica, for the rest of you guys that don't know Jessica, that Jessica is a veterinarian surgeon. She's a musician. She's an artist. She's pretty and she's single. So if you want to find out when Jessica's in the shop, email me at CAToThePoint@gmail.com. Jessica is available, but she's a busy girl. Yeah, I knew I'd get you on the spot. I knew it. Your dad's gonna love this. Her dad is also a superhuman dude. So yeah, I got Jessica on that reason because she's like a daughter to me, and we love her to death here, and she's a great person. So you guys are gonna love this interview. Besides, show how freaking incredibly intelligent she is. All right, so let's get started.
All right,
now that I've got you blessed,
that's quite the setup. All right, let's see if I can sound as intelligent as you say I am. So
you don't have to try. Okay, so let's start it out. Today we're talking about recurves.
Yes,
something that you came in, you're like, I want to learn to shoot a bow. A friend of mine.
That was literally it. I heard you were open and I wanted to do it my whole life. And I literally just walked in the shop one day and said, I think I want to learn to shoot. And then it just kind of kept going forward, downhill. I don't know how you want to put it from there. Just kind of swept me away and I loved it. So,
but what did I first correct you on with the shooting, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't shoot here.
Yeah, no, we do not shoot here. No.
What do? We release arrows.
Yep.
Archery is not a shooting. We do not force the projectile. We release.
So I came in to learn how to shoot, but I learned how to release arrows.
Yeah,
yes.
There it is. There it is. Okay. So basically, the first thing that we're going to talk about is people want to know how they can get started.
Well, first you just want to get started. That's literally the first thing. And it might sound harder or easier than that, but that's literally the thing you need to do. I'd always wanted to get started. And then the second thing is having a place to get started at is kind of the second thing. Because you can pick up and anybody, can shoot a bow, but nobody can everybody needs a place to kind of feel comfortable and learn, and people to deal with, people to teach them.
Right.
But literally the first thing is that you want to do it and you have a drive to do it. So that's literally what got me started. I just said, I want to do it, and came here, and that was that. So, and
you can see it in their face when they come in. You've seen it now.
Yes.
Where we had the different couples lessons and stuff like that come in, and they're like, they love it and they have a great time. But you can tell the person says, I'll see you again.
Yes.
I'll see you again.
There's just something, and you can tell when somebody actually enjoys it, and not just having fun for coming in once and shooting and that's it, which is fine too for a lot of people, but you can tell on their face when they're going to be back and when they actually want to develop it and make it something regular and something to challenge themselves at. Yeah.
And recurve is challenging, and that's where we're going with this today. So, that brings us to our next thing. We're learning. The proper learning is ultimate to carry on without frustration. When you say frustration is going to be there with a recurve, no matter what. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's going to let you know when you're having a bad day, and it's going to kick and spit on you and let you know, hey, you're having a bad day, and I'm not here to make it any better.
No. It reminds you that you're having a bad day.
Unless you're one of those people that say, hey, I'm having a bad day, I just need to be reminded. And now, I can fall into that Zen world, and everything's golden, and there's candy falling down from the trees. I've only met one person like that. I believe I punched him in the face. Right? Yeah. Yeah. You know how it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you had the one day during league, you were like, I am on. And there was like, you were like blowing everybody's mind.
Oh, it's great. That was a great day.
Well, yeah. So by the way, Jessica shoots in our league. She's the only recurve shooter in 12 people right now on this particular league. And you're right up there with everybody else.
I hold my own. Yeah.
We don't here at my shop, because I don't promote. I have my own YouTube for the shop, and I have, we don't do a lot of products here. So that's why we didn't mention the name of your bow or nothing. But where we teach here is, if you want to do archery, I don't care if it's compound or recurve. The object of archery is to say, I'm going to take and release this arrow, and it's going to go where I want it. That's archery. Whatever mode you pick, that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
We're doing archery, right? We're not doing recurve archery. We're not doing compound archery. We're doing archery. What you do with it after that point, compete or whatever, you can do it because you're doing what you want to do. You want to hit the middle of a target, you're hitting it. You're going after an animal, you're getting it. You're going after a target out in the fields. You're not missing, and you're not finding, searching for your arrows. That's what we teach here. So, and that's the essence of it. And that makes it a lot easier, because you're like, oh, you want to do recurve? You want to do compound? I don't care. As you all know, I don't care. I don't care. It will get you either way. So the object is find a shop, get yourself in there, find a shop that has the kind of atmosphere as you put, right? And this is for everybody, not everybody that's just in my backyard. You want to get to a place closest to you. That's not too much work for you to get there. If you're in my area, fine, come to me. But if you're a little farther out, go to the place that's close to you if they offer what you're looking for. So, and that's what you want to find. Archery is an individual sport. I'm going to make that point clear. When you're on the line, even in the Olympics, there's nobody next to you talking to you. Your coach, even in the Olympics, is in a box behind you. They're not doing anything for you. They're just reporting on what you did. You make all the decisions yourself. This is not a team sport. There are archery teams, but each individual is their own, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's a challenge against yourself.
Yep, absolutely. So let's get that point clear. So then you go and you find a place to learn. You continue learning at whatever your ability is. You get coaches. It's always good to have somebody look at you, right? Whenever you need a tune up, you'll be like, hey, can you, I won't hear from you for a while. And then you'll be like, I got a little something doesn't feel right, or my arrows, something's changed. So then we work on it together. And that's what coaches are for at different levels. The beginning, you need them more than you do later, obviously, right? Okay. So now that's the learning part. So now you find a place, you get lessons, you get an instructor for a while or for forever. Some people like an instructor with them all the time because they see the improvement is more rapid that way. And then what do? Drills, right? Mm-hmm. Now that's the fun thing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now I'm pretty creative with the drills that I do for people. I try to make them fun. You've been with me 5+ years, going on 6 years. And I would say you've seen a lot of my drills.
Yeah.
Some of them wackier than others. Mm-hmm. Some of them are arrow destructive.
Yes. Yes. Usually when I just buy new arrows too. Yeah.
What's one of your more favorite drills?
Oh,
that helps you, like something that you work on the most, either like a focus or a grip or something like that. One of the drills that I make you guys do.
I think when you put the small target up it's a more of a mental drill. Mm-hmm. So that you just imagine the target being smaller and then you put the bigger target back up and somehow your mind just aims better.
Yeah.
So
the focus. That's a focus drill.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is what she's talking about is I use the mini targets and I use them at a farther distance. They're made for looking like a regular target at like 40 or 60 yards at 10 or 20 yards so people can practice in their basement, but I stick them out there at 30 yards and I make them shoot at it. So, but we still score the same with it. So you have to shoot better with it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's part of one of those targets. And everybody loves them so much the way we do it that we're actually using them in the league as part of I have a new game that I have created, which I'm not going to divulge on here because nobody knows about this game. It's a head-on-head game and it's not hard to figure out, but the way I do it, it's super fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And we do it at different ranges and we do it. Everybody has this, score and it's a win or loss and then they get handicaps and then there's a human factor to the handicap. So it's something that I've came up with. It's a great drill and it also uses the competitive part. Mm-hmm. It uses the brain, or what do you call it? The mental aspect of the mental game.
It's a competition against other people and yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have, the thing about this is this particular game, and I know it sounds, I'm talking about it, but I'm not telling you what it is if you're better than the person next to you, it's better for you to make them better so they have less of a chance to win. Does that sound crazy? But also it's better for the person that's the lower handicap or the lower average shooter to get better faster because then they go up above their handicap and they can use that and it changes weekly. So it's pretty cool little game. Mm-hmm. A lot of work on my end, but the rewards are you guys are just, you can hear everybody laughing and it comes down to out of, so many ends, the last 3 arrows is pretty much a last arrow shoot off on some of them. Yeah. And we've had quite a few shoot offs, which is cool. You got somebody that's a lower shooter against another one and they're shooting arrow for arrow to see who's going to win, because of this handicap thing. So it's cool. So anyways, that's a drills. Shooting down water bottles and we hold the water bottle on end and then, let's see, we got a water bottle. So what you're doing is we put it on the target like this and you got to shoot down the water bottle. I usually put a little red sticker here and we do it at different, and it's a focus thing. So you're focusing on something small, aim small, miss small kind of a thing. That's an easy one. A lot of people use, and we do, and we put up different targets in different areas and put different colors up. So that's some of the drills that we do. All right. So for recurve, that's great focus. Well, recurve, let's divest or whatever. Let's go back a little bit. Recurve is a game of your form and your process, where compound is a game of aiming and your process. Okay. Your process is in archery everywhere. So if you want to break it down, compound is a game of aiming, where recurve is a game of form. And that's what makes you better. If you focus in the area, if you work on those like that, that's how you're going to get in. So these drills that we're talking about, games, drills, certain things that you do, your coach, instructors, or archery shops should be helping you with those. If not, come and see me. I always give you something interesting to do. Somebody comes in and says, hey, I've been shooting at the same 3 targets, 4 targets, and I offer like 6, 8 targets up there. And they're different. Same price. You can pick whatever one you want. And I'll give you drills to use on that target, right?
Yeah.
The clock one, the doing the clock arms, 9, 6, 12, 9, 3. Different stuff the way you shoot to make you more accurate, because you're telling the arrow to go, not just in the center of a bullseye, but you're telling it a particular place to go, and you're working for that. And that shows how exactly accurate you are. That's what drills do. Okay. Let's talk about practice. Practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So practice in archery, as you know, it's not just you go out there and just shoot your bow every day. That's one thing. But one day you're practicing your grip. One day you're practicing your release. Obviously these kind of mold in a little bit more as you get into tens of thousands of arrows you've been shooting. You're working the mental aspect with the different drills. So the drill and the practice go along. So it's not a 1 day a week thing, right? Mm. Yeah. The muscle memory is lost after like 72 to 96 hours. Mm-hmm. So you got to be in if you really want to get better and you want to get better rapidly, every 3 days, you want to be in or shooting somewhere or releasing somewhere. Okay. That's the big thing with practice, and have somebody watching you. So you're not developing bad habits and practicing them. Right?
Yeah.
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 We had some bad practices at the beginning.
I developed some habits. Yes.
Couple crazy habits. Grip habits, I would say.
Yeah. Still working on that one.
Okay. That was good. Yeah. Just yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday.
And it's funny how things come up, right?
Yeah. Some things get better. Some things just have trouble getting them to stop and go away. But yeah. But
well, that's what practice is. Yeah, practice is for. Dick Tone said, and people that come around me hear it a lot. Dick Tone said that archery is 90% mental, when the other 10% is perfect. Mm-hmm. So, and that's a great analogy. But that other 10% you're working on forever to try to get at that 90%, and that 90% you're working and working against. Mm-hmm. So you're always at this battle. So it's never always 90-10. That's a generalization. Mm-hmm. All right. So after that, so you're practicing and stuff like that. A recurve bow. Do we tune? This is the question. I've heard people say we don't tune a recurve bow. Okay. You saw the face. Those of you that saw the YouTube, you saw the okay. So when we do these podcasts, just so everybody knows, I don't let them know when I'm going to ask them. That's why she was completely blushing in the beginning, because I got her here. I got her on the camera, and then I hit it. Okay. So I've been trying to pawn Jessica off forever. So let's go back to tuning. We can always talk about Jessica. Let's go back to tuning. All right. And tuning a recurve bow. Can we tune a recurve bow? Tell me, Jessica, can we tune a recurve bow?
You can. Yeah.
Crazy good.
You can. Yeah.
During the COVID, we did some very in-depth tuning. Mm-hmm. Yep. You can tune your recurve bow just like you can tune the guys that know with the compound bow, they're paper tuning. You can paper tune a recurve bow also. And arrows, it's a little bit more intricate.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you, it's a lot more fun than a compound, without a doubt. Excuse me. It's a lot more fun because we're dealing with springs, arrows, lengths of arrows. You really see. And then how much your grip, leather pressure. If you're using baby powder, there's that trick on your tab. Yep. Ding, trip. There's a tip, baby powder on your tab. Don't go to your tournament without it. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You tune the bow. You also have to tune yourself and keep yourself consistent with the recurve a little bit more, but you can tune the bow to help with that.
Right. Yeah. So cool to be said, right? You can't just be a new shooter and tune a recurve. Mm-hmm. Newer people tune compounds because they're quicker to get successful at. I don't want to say you get great at it, because most of you guys would get a big head if I said that. But with the recurve, you have to have things on. If you're plucking your string and stuff, you can't tune that out.
Yeah. You tune the recurve so you can't blame the recurve if you're not shooting well. Right. Then you just blame yourself. That's it. Can't be like, oh, I think the recurve's off. Nope, it's just you.
And it takes a while for people to accept that. And then now you're saying it, and because you'll hear a really good recurve shooter say, hey, no, the bow's not off today. It's me. That bow is perfect. That bow is shooting beautiful. It's me. I'm tight gripped, or tension in my hands. I did too much typing yesterday. I'm stiff in the fingers, or too much tension in my wrists. And, you're bending wrists and doing crazy things and plucking strings. And yeah, I've heard it so many times. Oh, you don't know what you don't get it. I'm like, dude, you're playing it like a bass guitar. That's got to come off singly, you know? So, and that's usually the traditional guys. Traditional guys are, there's no wrong way. No, there's no wrong way. But when you're doing something wrong that affects the arrow, wrong is wrong, right? Exactly, right? As long as you do it the same every time, I guess, if it's okay with you. Okay. So, we're going to touch a little bit more. Where am I on here? Oh, look, that went down. My little counter went down. So, all right. Oh, we're doing good. So to get back, we're going to talk about practice again, and then where we're talking with you being in our league. So for years, you held a schedule that was insane because this other place wouldn't let her sleep, eat, drink, or do anything else because they were enslaved her because she was one of the best vets there. I'm just saying, you were there and you wanted to come out.
I had a different crazy schedule.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a nice see. She's nice. I'm not so nice. Okay. So now you're at another place you're very happy with, and you get to do crazy cool things, even with wildlife. I mean, Jessica's been, I'm going back on the Jessica train here. Jessica's been to Australia and Africa and dealt with rhinos, my favorite animal. And all kinds of, she has cool videos with pelicans. And anyway, Jessica's not, and she does everything with every type of animal. So anyways, you were able to come to our Wednesday nights and start my Wednesday night league, which I may add to everybody is an invitation only. The only way you get in my league is an invitation. I'm not picking people that just want to win a trophy. I'm picking people that want to get better at archery. They want to have somewhat of competitive without diminishing it for anybody else around them, which is hard to do with competitive people. So everybody, as you will admit, and most of the guys have been on this podcast. Some of the guys have been on this podcast and gals now. It's fun. Our Wednesday nights are a riot. A lot of laughs. You always hear laughing all night long, we have people that stop and say, what's the party? What's the party? Right. So anyways, you're able to come to our Wednesday nights, which is practice diversity is where I'm going with this. When you say,
it's a different way to practice.
Gave it a different angle on your archery, which makes you think of your process a little different. What were some of the neat things on Wednesday nights that you never did before that you're now doing?
I guess mostly shooting against other people, that mental aspect. It does make a difference. A lot of people psych themselves out, including me sometimes, but getting used to that, getting used to noise and chaos.
Really? You had to get used to noise?
Well, a little more noise, different noise.
Greg actually came on the podcast. Greg. Greg and Jeff's been together forever. They've been with me. And then Greg literally said, I never have to worry about distractions. Bob just tries to distract me every time.
Well, that wasn't new necessarily, that going on Wednesday nights.
The 3D.
Yes. Got to shoot 3D for the first time, shot on a ladder for the first time. That was fun.
Platform ladder. OSHA.
Yes,
platform ladder.
OSHA. Don't just stand on a ladder. That's dangerous.
Don't be freaking out and sending me emails. Well, you shoot off ladders. No, we're not on the top step of a ladder. It's a platform. When I first started, we were switching shooting from 30 to 20 yards every other end, which on a recurve. You're giving away my secrets, by the way.
Sorry.
That's why, the way we shoot is when our kids go to a tournament and they're like, oh, we're doing that. And they're like, only that? And they're like, yeah, really? And that target? Yeah. And they're like, man, I think I'm in the wrong class.
But just shooting in different ways, basically, I guess, to sum it up. Which, I did a little bit of like practices and the lessons, shooting differently, but shooting in a lot more, lots of different ways, different like again, 3D versus distance and
all in the same night.
All in the same night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really diverse, and it's not like this week we're doing this, next week we're doing that. No, it's a rotation, and it's ever crazy rotation, right? We always keep it new and fresh. Try to, at least. I mean, I've been doing it for 45 years, and you to the same. Oh, I've never done that. They'll be like, "How long you been coming here? 6 years? He's never done that." No, this is a new one out of the bag.
Yeah.
Right. And I got more. I'm just getting warmed up. I told you 5-6 years ago, I said, I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah. We never run out of, so far you yet to run out of ideas of ways to make it different or new, or it's never boring.
The ping pong ball. The ping pong ball. If those of you have not gone to Facebook Chicago Archery, Carter, which people don't know, I'm going to divulge this. Carter shot that ping pong ball. He pinned a floating ping pong ball in air. It goes up and down. It just floats in the air, so it's erratically up and down. He pinned that to the target, right, through the air, got his arrow through it. Carter's only 14 years old, and he's using a back tension on a Diamond SB1 bow at like 35 pounds. So with a Bloodline 21, 22 millimeter arrow. So it's not an... Oh, that's the that noise that you're hearing is that I would like to bring to the attention. That's what Wooddale made me put in for me to open my shop that never gets used. That's the stupid water fountain that we had to have because I couldn't just serve bottled water. So that noise you're hearing is thanks to Wooddale and their building department. You suck. All right. There it went. Okay. That little side note. Yeah, so Carter did that. And then right after, Emily, with her recurve, hit it. She didn't pin it, but she hit it. And very few people pin it because it's moving and it's round. So to hit it and pin it is really, really hard. To hit it is super hard just to begin with. So, and you've tried the ping pong ball.
I come close, but I've not pinned it. I've grazed it, but I've not hit it.
Right. So it's a pretty neat thing. If anybody's interested in learning how to do that, come into the shop. I'll show it to you. Let you measure it, whatever you want, man. I make no money off that crap. So you can go to Home Depot and buy it. It's not made out of wood, so it's not going to be that expensive. 2x4s are high. All right. So the other diverse practice, indoor, outdoor. Big difference, right?
Big difference. Yeah.
Got to set your sights for your indoor, your outdoor. And you know my saying, we shoot 5 yards just like we shoot 100. Just adjust your sights for it. And so now with the diverse part of shooting, we're going to break into the next part of this podcast. And that's going to be our notebooks and our logbooks. And that's another big reason why Jessica's here. Show them, Jess. Okay. I'm going to break it. There it is. This is Jessica's daily journals. Okay. And notebooks. All right. Okay. I thought I was crazy. Okay. Like this one, I always kept a notebook and I live with it. And I learned a long time ago, as Jess did, we believe in the same kind of, to create success for yourself. One of the main things is having a good notebook and keeping organized, and having a notebook and how you use it is what you do. My wife, on the other hand, she has her journals. They're more of a journal than a notebook. She has some that are notebooks, but hers are more of a journal, and she has them for different trips and stuff like that, where you have the traveler's notebooks for your trips and everything else. It's such a cool thing, and it's becoming kind of big now.
It's getting very popular.
Yeah, which makes it hard on the people that really need the stuff.
Yeah.
We get special papers and stuff. So this one right here, this was the one I was carrying around, a little paper one, crappy one. And Jess is like, what are you doing? I see you writing that thing all the time. Like,
I know a better way.
Yeah. So she bought me this one, and I pretty much live with it. And I have another one, as you guys see me using all the time here. And we ordered it together.
Yeah.
It's just the way we live. And if you get with some of the most successful people in the world, Bill Gates and some other people, stuff like that, they write everything down. Now, some people write all their thoughts and their emotions and how much water they drink. A little cumbersome for me. But keep it towards the archery thing. You right there, right on top. That's Jessica's archery notebook. When she sets up her bow, she gets her bow, she grabs that, she goes out to the range, she puts her bow in her stand, her Olympic recurve, and then she opens that up and she puts the pen in there, and then she'll shoot or release. And if something is changed or going wrong or going good, and she notices, she writes it down. It's a reminder. If she changes something or she feels something might be off today, she'll make a note of it for the next time. So it's a big notebook. So like, and you guys can't see this, but these are my notes. I write down when I don't want to forget something. That's pretty much what I use my notebooks for. Note something I don't forget, what I want to do. Mine are really, and I put dates on them because I would make, I remember last Friday we were doing something, and then I wrote it in my book. Or if I notes on a phone, I get a phone call, I open my book. Now this is my Chicago Archery podcast one. And then this is my life. As you can see, it's quite extensive. You.
Me.
Tell us about the gauntlet.
Oh, what all these are?
Yes.
Well, the archery one, which is, like you said, my day-to-day shooting notes, anything that, might help me the next time, or I just realize that I need to remember, or just little thoughts there. This is
diversity. Like if you're shooting on 3D, you'll make your notes for, hey, I shoot a little high, or if I'm shooting close to do this is what I did for a change. The wind, I'm outside today. We shot outside. You can always go back to
where I set my sights to, I have in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Or just like when I've come up with a different way of thinking about something, like how to release my process, like just the words that help me visualize it better. So if I read it, I can think of it again in that way, because that way of thinking about it helps me do it better. So it's just something to refer back to. That's always there.
Right.
Planner, daily planner. I
look at the side.
Yeah, it's just
disgusting.
Oh, shush. I'm a big technology person. I love my computers. I love everything. I'm very techy, but yes. Yeah.
How did I end up with this beautiful machine?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're welcome. But I had my phone planner, but it was out of sight, out of mind. It didn't work. I have to write it down. I have to do it that way. So that's that one. This is my work one that I cannot function at work without, just all my reminders and everything, so I don't forget anything.
Because you got to do like notes and stuff.
Yeah.
For
So remember
each animal,
people
and stuff.
who to call, or just reminders, or little tricks and
it's like if you're talking to a patient or something, you write their little notes in their chart and stuff.
Exactly.
To go back and look at their chart.
Discover a new way, or a new treatment or something. I write down all the notes or something.
New treatment.
Oh, stop that. No.
Here's another little Jessica tidbit. There was a rescue dog. Okay, start crying right now because it's going to get better. And this rescue dog had hurt his leg. Got hit by a car or something?
Yeah, probably.
Got hit by a car, and its leg, and it was weak when she got it. And I'm not going to talk about the money, how they couldn't come up with the money, and all this force, but so she couldn't put it she was getting ready to lose its leg, and she was going to amputate it. So Jessica said, there's a process out there, and I think I can do it. Yeah,
it was a group effort. It was actually another doctor's idea, but we know it was a group effort too.
But Jessica Hewlish did this. She went, and this is done in humans, people. Mm-hmm. But
That's
as far as we know, what we've looked up, it's never been done with the animal. And there still isn't the paper to this day on the internet or anywhere that's been written, because nobody seems to want to write it.
It's been done, not very commonly. It's kind of cutting edge, a new thing.
What we're getting is Jessica took and made a skin graft with a tilapia skin.
It's actually really cool. And it promotes healing. Just tilapia, not salmon, not halibut, not swordfish. I don't know. Just tilapia.
You're hearing it here. at Chicago.
It's really
Chicago
cool.
Archery to the Point for the first time.
It's been done at some universities. I'm sure it's been done elsewhere a little bit, but it was something.
Did we end up amputating that leg?
No, we did not end up amputating that leg.
That dog. Okay. I know you guys are getting tissues right now. That dog still has its leg.
It does. It's doing great.
Because of her. Because of Jessica. That dog is living a full and happy life and maybe in the dog Olympics someday.
A very happy dog last time I heard.
Yes.
So,
how cool is that? How are you still single? I don't know. I don't get it. Hello. I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. She's an archer. She's here twice a week. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? All right. I'm selling you. I'm crazy.
Back to this.
Your dad is going to be like, oh my God, Bob. Her dad is like one of the coolest guys in the whole world because he's going to let me fish on his land in Pennsylvania. But and if I get him married and grandchildren, I believe he'll let me stay inside. Maybe the garage. Anyways, back to the journal.
Please. The other ones, this is a project notebook where I just write down like basically what you use that little one for, just my projects finished or ideas and things like that. And then
hold it.
And then
project.
Let's
go into the world of Jessica Hewlett and projects. Jessica, let's name some of the projects. Let's talk about.
We were going to talk about archery this whole time.
Yeah. No. I told you we get off the beaten path, and you're the perfect person to get off the beaten path. Let's talk about a project. Let's talk about a certain costume that somebody decided. Now this is going to show you how freaky, crazy good she is. All right. Jessica, being as pretty as she is, decides she's going to be Mystique at Comic-Con.
Yeah, right. that was a project. Yeah.
Okay. Jessica, tell us a little bit about this simple little costume that you have. I'm going to call it.
Oh, well, there's not much to the costume. That is true.
No, I'm talking about how easy it was to make it. I mean, it was easy, right?
Absolutely. It was easy.
So what did you do to make this costume? By the way, she didn't buy it. She made it.
Well, it actually is very, very simple. You know, the entire process that they used to make it for the movie. Exactly. I just did that.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
So these are, what is the costume? It's like rubber.
They're silicone prosthetics. And if you want to just Google how it was made for the first X-Men movie, you can do that and see a making of that kind of thing.
And they glue it to your skin.
Yeah. So she took
a class with me because I used to airbrush fish for taxidermy.
Yep.
She took a slight little class. I just showed her the basics on how to use an airbrush. She airbrushed herself.
Yeah.
She made the molds to make the silicone prosthetics.
I found pictures of the original prosthetics online and printed them, measured them to I think it was like 20. I haven't counted in a while. 23 prosthetics.
Carved the molds to look like the prosthetics so she could make the silicone molds that she could cut and put on her body.
It only took a year and a half.
But how did you do with that costume?
I won a costume contest.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, with Wizard World 2018, I think it was. Yeah, it was 8 hours to get ready. Couldn't sit down in it at all, but it was a lot of fun. So
she had the yellow eyes and everything.
Yeah,
man. It was crazy.
Contacts.
So that's how deep she goes. There, you got it. Yep. We're just not going to zoom in on that picture. We don't want to get too much detail in there. Yep. But yes, that is a crazy. She had the red hair and everything. So I'm sure if you Google it,
you can tangents. Find. Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
So those are the type of projects. If she gets an idea, so she has a journal for just ideas. Mm-hmm. And look at the size of the goddamn thing.
I tend to take projects seriously. So if I'm going to do something,
and drawings and everything else, you have an idea for a drawing. She sketches it in there. So that book is like been going on and on forever.
Yeah. There's a few things in there.
That stays with you just in case like something blows in your head.
Something, it blows in it gets stuck in my head is more likely and doesn't go away.
Because nothing else is in there, right?
Sure.
Get out of here. And then what's the last one?
Last one's just my daily journal. So writing down thoughts and just daily stuff, venting, reflecting, venting, getting it somewhere.
Getting it out or in to retain it.
Yeah.
Either retain it or to get it the hell out. So
sometimes use it every day. Sometimes don't use it for months. It's just there.
Right. So, and that's now, if you look up like most successful people, you'll see that they carry a lot of things. I've gone down to as much research as the pen that I use is the same one that Bill Gates uses. He's been using ever since he was in college. And here's a little tip for everybody. Don't use a gel pen. It makes a mess. It makes a mess. And if you do use a gel pen, make sure you put a piece of paper in between. I have a black for my sayings, the crazy sayings that I say from day to day. I put them in a black notebook with a white gel so we know what saying it is. So I have these crazy sayings. Some people like to call it the Bobtionary. As you've heard a million times, I always say your process can bring you home. And then little things like that, consistency brings accuracy, stuff like that, little things like that. And they're not all just mine. They're just stuff that I say all the time. And sometimes if they're all mine, I write them down. So that's pretty much it. Let's see where we're at. I just want to make sure that we're right in the mount where we want to be. I want everybody to have enough time and a little entertainment for their ride home, their ride to work, whatever. You can hear it. And then if you do decide, you can go to the YouTube channel, which is Chicago Archery to the Point on YouTube. And you can see these. I will be doing towards hunting season. I'll be doing a ton of products on the Chicago Archery site, YouTube, Chicago Archery Inc. YouTube, where we're going to be going crazy. If I can keep these bows in stock, I'd like to do more, but I don't do product right now because if I do one, I'll be sold out and it's hard to get anything right now. So like I called a guy off tonight from buying something because he wasn't sure. And I'm like, you know what? Take your time, man. I'll sell the damn thing tomorrow. But, you do what you got to do. But anyways, Jess, did you have fun?
I had fun.
And she's a good sport. I can say she's a good sport. Did not know what was coming. That's the favorite part. See, there's a reason why these people only show up on my podcast once. Because they're scared to go back the second time.
I put up with you for 5 years. It's okay. I was expecting something unexpected.
So if you had a tip, okay, here, Jess, I want to put you on the spot. If you had a tip for somebody that was listening to archery, just getting into archery or hasn't got into it yet, what would you tell
them? If you want to do it, just find a place and do it. There's no other way you're going to start. It might seem like this one person, I told them I was doing archery. They're like, people still do that? Isn't that like an extinct sport or something like that? Or don't they just use it for hunting? I'm like, no, it's a sport. It's out there. You can be very active in it. It's a lot of fun. So literally the first step is just find a place and give it a try.
Right. Yeah. And I get them every day. I get the couples lessons all the time, and not everybody comes in returns. And I get that. But while they're here for that 60 minutes, I want it to be like an ultimate 60 minutes. I want them to have fun. I want them to understand. I want them to just get with it, and I know what it was like to do my first arrow. I don't forget it these many years later. And I know it's their first arrow, and I don't diminish that by one. Do I? Not even today. Somebody like, you see the kids come in or the adults come in. They're like, I've never done this before. I always want to try. I'm like, come on. You see me. I always grab a bow. Let's go shoot your first arrow. I want to be the guy that shoots your first arrow with you. And it's just awesome. So we're going to wrap this up. It's been 40 some minutes. I hope you guys got something out of that. We weren't too particular. We're just trying to get you guys to get started. All the particular stuff goes is when you go to your dealer. Go to your dealer. I don't want to go with, because your dealer may not carry the same stuff as I do, but they do archery, right? And as archery is what we do. And don't get stuck. Remember, your dealer has to earn your trust. Those people on YouTube and in those commercials and those TV show, they don't have to earn your trust. They don't owe you nothing. Your dealer owes you. Your dealer, you become family. Like when you buy a bow at Chicago Archery, you become in this list called the friends and family. And I truly believe it because it's a way of life for me and you, part of your life. And it's truly an experience. So get with your dealer, use what they have. What they believe in is what they purchase. Okay. And they stand behind it. And if they don't, find another dealer. They're out there. They're small owned shops. They're getting eaten up by these big jackass Shields and all these other companies that are selling things for because they can buy so many of them. They're selling, overseas garbage. Come to these dealers and have them give you, your service is our superpower, right? I sell the same price as Cabela's, Bass Pro, Shields, and all that other jackasses, but my service is my superpower. You're not going to get it anywhere else. You're not going to get this type of fun anywhere else. So wherever you're at, whoever you're with, closest to your home is what you're going to practice. If you practice, you're going to create and keep continuing to feed a love of archery. That's what we're here for. Because if you do it, you'll keep doing it. And then other people will do it. And eventually, if you're 1,000 miles away, like one of my listeners here isn't from Australia, just bought a release. They said, man, I love your podcast. I had to buy something. They bought a release for $180 and they paid $100 in shipping. And I want to thank you for that. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. I know that it's hard to get a lot of materials, and that just happened this week. Thank you. I appreciate that. You spent the extra money on the shipping just to buy something from me. I love you guys. My, as you hear me say it all the time, my clientele is the best because if somebody having being ornery or is not being nice, what do I do? You know damn well what I do. They're gone. Yeah. I will physically throw you out of my fucking shop. And there goes my PG rating right there. No, I lost the PG rating with this. So anyways, thanks again. I'm Bob, and this is
Jessica.
This is Chicago Archery to the Point. I hope you enjoyed that little tidbit on recurves and the journals. These are two things that work together in all your archery. You can get your broadheads and arrow setups between these things and stuff like that. If you have any more questions, email me at catothepoint@gmail.com. Come into the shop, talk to me, and that's pretty much it. Otherwise, we're out. And how do you stop it? Okay, and